Hey everybody, Mike Naso here from podweather.com and Internet Partnership Radio. Even though we are getting towards late October, it is still hurricane season in the Atlantic and Pacific basins. However, in these El Nino type years where we don't have a lot of storms in the Atlantic basin, the Pacific Ocean is very active. And usually in years like this we get powerful hurricanes, and in late season they tend to like to spin back towards Mexico as those troughs come down and get them, and that's why I'm speaking to you tonight. Now, this was about 10 days ago when we had Tropical Storm Henri in the Atlantic, sitting right here, which later dissipated. This was Invest 91L, and it looked very interesting. It had a spin to it, but it was so far south that it wasn't going to get into the Caribbean unless it was right down near the area where they move into the eastern Pacific. However, everybody kept an eye on it, and it moved closer, and it kept its convection, and as it moved overland, it got caught up over Venezuela, dried up a bit, then got caught up towards Panama and Costa Rica, moved into the Pacific, developed quickly into Tropical Storm Rick, Hurricane Rick, and now a catastrophic Category 5 Hurricane Rick. Absolutely beautiful, dangerous, catastrophic hurricane there. You can see this is what happens, folks, when we have no wind shear to deal with. We have absolutely perfect symmetry, outflow, which is the exhaust over the top of the hurricane in all directions there. I mean, look at that loop. There is not one part of this hurricane that is experiencing any kind of setbacks. You have the deep convection surrounding the very well-defined eye. Everything is pointing towards this as an extremely catastrophic Category 5 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale. Now here's the latest on Hurricane Rick as of 11 p.m. Eastern. It was at 15.0 north, 105.9 west. Winds were 180 miles per hour. Now guys, this time yesterday it was a Category 1 hurricane with winds of about 85 miles an hour. Okay, getting up there towards 100 and so. So it's gotten almost doubled the intensity it was yesterday, which increases it from a Category 1 yesterday to a Category 5 today. Winds gusting to 220 miles per hour within that eye wall. The pressure's estimated at 906 millibars. By comparison, when Katrina hit New Orleans, it was 920 millibars. So think about how strong this is compared to a monster like Katrina. It's moving west-northwest at 13. Now it's been moving consistently in that direction, and it is forecast to get a little stronger, about 185, maybe 190 miles an hour. Totally catastrophic, absolutely potent hurricane. Continue to maintain Category 5, weaken to a 4, start a turn on Monday to the north, and then very, very quickly off to the northeast. Now, here's where it gets dicey. This map indicates a landfall as a Category 2 hurricane on the Baja, weakening to a 1 as it crosses on Wednesday. However, if it continues to bend more towards the right, as some of the models are showing, this thing could be making a much faster curve, something to where it's spinning up, and it kind of just rolls backwards into Mexico, similar to Hurricane Kenna back in '02. Then again, if it starts moving more west, if there's more ridging, it could be much further north and much weaker. Right now, it does appear that catastrophic Hurricane Rick will make landfall in Mexico. The question is where, when, and how strong is it? Does it maintain Category 4 and 5 and make that right curve as a catastrophic hurricane? Does it weaken so much that it's a tropical storm by the time it strikes? That is what is unknown at this point in time, but anybody along the Mexican coastline should be watching this catastrophic hurricane extremely closely. Now here's the latest water vapor loop, and look at the end there. Look at how the blue, which is that deep convection, surrounds the entire area here, and then you have the purple around the well-defined eye. That means you have these cool cloud tops around the system, then the warm cloud tops around the eye. That is just a textbook hurricane right there, something right out of a perfect storm type of thing. And there's the infrared satellite imagery in the eastern Pacific. Look at these grays showing up. Makes Hurricane Jimena from a month or so ago look like nothing. Forecast to continue to make that turn Does it bend faster? Does it bend a little bit wider? Or does it just hook right backwards into Mexico? That is unknown. What is known is that this is a monster record-breaking hurricane, the second strongest hurricane we've ever seen in the eastern Pacific. And if it keeps intensifying, as looking at that eye diameter, it looks like it could have a little bit more shrinking to do, in which case that winds 190, pressure sub 900 millibars, that would not at all be out of the ordinary. So this is going to be a record-breaking hurricane, as it already is. But pretty much that's the latest on Rick, but I did want to touch on our other Pacific system, Category 4 Typhoon Lupit, and it is currently at 17.1 north, 132.8 east, and winds are 135 miles an hour, 130 on this map. Gusting to Category 5, is moving northeast at 5, expected to slow down, hook west, and impact the Philippines. This area has been tortured this year by typhoons. Typhoon Lupit, likely to be a super typhoon, is not going to help with any relief there. So that'll do it on the tropics for this time. I'm Mike Naso from IPR. I'll see you next time and keep you updated on catastrophic Category 5 Hurricane Rick.